Hello and happy Monday, everybody. Today is May 11th, and this is your reading lesson. Our goals for today say I can review my sight words, I can read CVC words, and I can recall details from the story. So sight words, again, is it going to be a review day? I will post a video. I think this is video number 4. So take a few minutes and watch Jack Hartman review some sight words. And today, what I have for you on this slide, it says, can you match the word to the picture? So in the column here, you see several words. So what you have to do is you have to read the word. So maybe you're going to sound out the word by making all the sounds and then blending, or maybe you're able to just read the whole word. So you're going to read the word. You're just going to have to point to the picture on the screen, but you can pause the video right now if you would like to do that. And so today for our story, we're reading the story all about, it says All Kinds of Families. That is the title. And you guys have a comprehension check worksheet that we will be doing today. You can see it here on the screen. So it's the same type of thing that we've done the past couple weeks. So as we move through the story, we have a couple things to think about, and I want to go over this worksheet before we start. So as you're listening to me read the story, you can really be listening for the things that it's asking on the worksheet. That gives us something to listen for as we read. So that's why we're going to do that before we get started here. So it says circle if the story is fiction or nonfiction. And remember, fiction means that the story is made up by the author. It is not something that we would really see happening in real life. So that's fiction. Nonfiction is a story that gives us facts and teaches us something. So everything that we read about in a nonfiction story is true. So we're going to think about, is it fiction or nonfiction? And then the 3 questions that it has here, the first one says, there were families on the shelves. Name 2 of them. The next question says, who were the family members that helped to keep your hair neat? And then the last one, this is a question that you get to decide. It says, what was your favorite family in the book? So as we read through the story, you're going to, after we're all done and you think about all of the different families you heard of, you get to pick the one that you liked the best. And you get to write and draw about it in that space. All right, so let's get started. Now that we know what we're listening for, let's get started with our story. And again, it's called All Kinds of Families. Families, all kinds of families. Families are people and animals too, but all sorts of other things fit into families. Look all around and you'll see that they do. A knife and a fork and a spoon are a family. The stars and the sun and the moon are a family. The socks in the drawer and the rocks on the shore and the blocks on the floor, they can all become families. Bottle caps, ginger snaps, buttons, or rings. You can make families from all sorts of things. So let's stop there before we move on and just think about what it's telling us about families. When you hear the word family, you probably think of the people who live in your home, your mom, dad, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa, cousins, even your pets. Those are your families. But in this story, it's talking about families in a different way. So for example, the very first line on this page says a knife, a fork, and a spoon. Now those things are not the same as a mom, a dad, and a baby, are they? They're not. But a knife, a fork, and a spoon have something in common. That means well, in this example, they're all used for what? What would you use a knife, a fork, and a spoon for? You would use those to eat. So those are all, it's a set or a family of utensils you use to eat. So think about the star, sun, and the moon. What do those 3 things all have in common? Well, where do we find those? We find them up in the sky. So those are all things that we find in the sky. So in this story, when it talks about families, it's talking about groups of things that are all the same in some way, whether we use them all to eat or whether we find all of those things in the sky. So think about that as we move forward and we talk about families. Families can look different than just the people who you live with or you call mom, dad, brother, sister. As soon as you're born, you're part of a family. I'm going to wait for that to go away. There we go. As soon as you're born, you're part of a family. As soon as you're born, you're a daughter or son. As soon as you're born, your family gets bigger. As soon as you're born, it is bigger by one. Eggs in a carton can seem like a family. So can a loaf with its slices on bread. Celery stalks or a big bunch of carrots. They sleep in the fridge with a drawer for a bed. What other things can you find to make families? Pennies and card decks and marbles and jacks, ribbons and bobby pins, hair clips and thimbles, pencils and rulers and crowns and tacks, bottle caps, ginger snaps, buttons, or rings. You can make families from all sorts of things. Clams in the sea make a clammily family. Lambs in the field make a lambily family. Jams in their jars make a jamily family. And yams in the cupboard make a yamily family. Out in the yard, you'll find dry twigs and branches, horse chestnuts, barberries, acorns, and cones. Down at the beach, you'll find pebbles and seashells, soft colored beach glass, and ocean smooth stones. A saucer and cup can be brother and sister. A comb and a brush can be husband and wife. A plate and a bowl can be Mrs. and Mr. And so can the spoon or the fork or the knife. Your hand is a family of fingers. Your foot is a family of toes. And as you get older, each family gets older. And as you keep growing, each family grows. Bottle caps, ginger snaps, buttons, or rings. You can make families from all sorts of things. If you are the first baby born to your mother's a mother because you are here. If you are the first baby born to your father's a father because you appear. If you are the second one born in your family, someone is a brother because you arrive. Or someone's a sister, and you are a sister or brother the moment that you are alive. You can make families from clay or from Play-Doh. You can make families from mud or from snow. You can make families from paper or cardboard. Make them from sticks or balloons that you blow. Spools are a family, and tools are a family, and chalks for the blackboard at school are a family. 6 slices of cheese, or a pod full of peas, or a key ring with keys. They can all become families. Bottle caps, ginger snaps, buttons, or rings. You can make families from all sorts of things. Oh, we already know a little bit about number families. Remember our posters that we made? Let's read about this. You might see that numbers belong in a family, or alphabet letters, or notes in the scale. The colors in rainbows, the words in a language, the keys on a piano, stamps for the mail. So I hope you think back to the number. Remember the number posters that we made where you had to show all different ways to make a certain number? That's like a number family. So we already knew a little bit about that. We just didn't know it. Inside or outside, in summer or winter, you can find families for so many games, families to play with, spend most of the day with, telling them stories and giving them names. Bottle caps, ginger snaps, buttons, or rings. You can make families from all sorts of things. Make-believe families and families of people from long, long ago. Families like stepping stones crossing the water, leading to now and the families you know. Everyone comes from a number of families. When you look backward, it looks like a tree. People from families make other new families. The more you go back, the more people you see. So this is talking about like in your family, you have a mom and a dad, and then you have aunts and uncles, and grandmas and grandpas, and maybe some of you have great grandmas and great grandpas. But all of the members of your family have to come from another family. So your mom has a mom and a dad that she grew up with and she came from. So then when your mom got old enough, she had you. And then she started her own family. Mom and dad started their own family. So when you get much, 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 much older, you may start a family someday. So your family is going to just continue to grow. Play families, real families, all kinds of families. Think of the families, the ones that you're from. Someday you'll grow up and you'll have a new family, and you'll be the family of families to come. All right, boys and girls. So again, that story was talking about families or anything that kind of goes together, whether it's people or the silverware or the sky or any of those things. There were tons of examples in that book. So now it's time to complete our worksheet. So what do you think? Do you think the story was fiction or nonfiction? I'm going to let you think about that one today. Remember, fiction is a story that is made up by the author. Remember that nonfiction is a story that is true and that gives us facts about something. So I want you to think really hard about what that story was talking about or telling us about, and you decide, do you think it's fiction or nonfiction? All right, so then we have 2 questions to answer, and we have to give our opinion or what we think for the last one. So the first question again was, there were families on the shelves. Name 2 of them. You may have to go back in the video to kind of find that, but that's why the videos are so awesome, because you can easily just go rewind a little bit. Who were the family members that helped to keep your hair neat? And what was your favorite family in the book? And that's something that you get to choose. So after this paper is complete, you're going to take a picture, or someone will take a picture, and please have them send it to me on Parent Square or through email. And for today, boys and girls, I hope you have a great day and work hard completing this work. I can't wait to see it, and I'll see you at math. Bye.